Welcome to the lying prone and body awareness and breath exercise. If you require pillows, then make sure that you're organised, either underneath the pelvis or head or wherever. Have your toes lying pointing backwards or out to the sides and your spine straight. And just gently bring an awareness into the abdomen and breath at the abdomen, feeling the breath rise against the floor and then fall. And then bring that awareness into your body itself. What shape does your body make on the floor? Does the right thigh feel heavier or lighter than the left? Is one of the thighs more in contact with the ground than the other? Bringing your focus and awareness up to the pelvis. Does the pelvis feel level or square to the floor? Or perhaps is it rotated to the right or left, forwards or backwards? As you take your next abdominal breath, then get a sense of, does the abdomen expand equally left and right? Bringing the focus up to the thorax. And as you breathe out from the thorax, does the right side of the thorax deflate quicker or more fully than the left, or vice versa? Moving on to the shoulders, does one shoulder feel closer to the floor than the other? One shoulder feel closer to the ear than the other? And onto the forehead. Is the weight more on one side of the forehead than the other? Leaving your body awareness behind and just moving on now to the vase breath. And for the next few moments, observe and feel the rising and falling of the breath at the pelvis, all the way from the pelvis up through the abdomen, chest, shoulders, throat, neck, nostrils. And then as you breathe out, feel the breath returning through the nostrils, neck and throat, shoulders, chest, abdomen, pelvis, hips. And as you take that breath in, feel the contact of your abdomen, chest against the floor as you breathe in. And then as you breathe out, feel the change in contact. And if your mind wanders, then gently bring its focus of attention back into following the breath, from the pelvis to the nostrils, and from the nostrils back down through to the pelvis. Exploring with curiosity the front part of your body. Leaving the vase breath behind now and coming on to a more focused breath. So as you breathe in, then bring your focus into the pelvic area and get a sense of expanding with the in-breath at the pelvis, the pubic bone. And as you breathe out, getting a sense of the pelvis softening and relaxing. Shifting that awareness now up to the tummy button. As you take the next in-breath, feel the tummy button pushing gently into the floor. And then on the out-breath, receding back towards the spine. Moving from the tummy button up to the zippy sternum. Get that sense of breathing into a balloon between the zippy sternum and the thoracic spine. And as you breathe in, the zippy sternum pushes down towards the floor. And as you breathe out, the zippy sternum retreats back into the thorax. On that next in-breath, bring your focus of attention to the center of the chest now. And as you breathe in, the chest expands, pressing down into the floor. And as you breathe out, getting a sense of the whole chest letting go, relaxing and softening. Moving up to the manubrium. And on that next in-breath, as you breathe in, get a sense of expanding from the manubrium out to the shoulders. So connecting the manubrium to the shoulders with the in-breath. And then as you breathe out, a sense of the shoulders, manubrium softening and letting go. Moving up now to the neck and throat. And as you breathe in, get a sense of the neck lengthening, broadening, the throat opening. And then as you breathe out, a feeling of the throat and neck softening and letting go. On the next in-breath, bring your focus to the nostrils, and as you breathe in, feeling the nostrils flare. And as you breathe out, feeling the muscles either side of the nostrils softening, letting go, along with the rest of the face muscles. Returning one more time to the breath from pelvis to nostrils. So following, observing as you breathe into the pelvis, abdomen, chest, shoulders, throat, neck, nostrils, and then following the breath back from the nostrils down through the body to the pelvis. On that next in-breath, then gently join in with the pelvic movement. So as you breathe in, the coccyx rises towards the ceiling, and the pressure on the abdomen and chest slightly increases. And then as you breathe out, the coccyx returns back down towards the floor, like a cat tucking in its tail. So breathing in, the coccyx rolls up towards the ceiling, the spine lengthens, the pelvis rolls forward. And as you breathe out, the pelvis rolls back, the coccyx back towards the floor. On that next in-breath, then simply notice as you breathe in, how far can you feel that breath travelling up the front of the body as the coccyx moves towards the ceiling? And then as you breathe out, just observe the sensations, the pressure changes at the front of the body as the coccyx rolls back down towards the floor. And for the next few moments, simply watch the filling and emptying of the body with the in and the out breath. following the altered sensations at the front of the body with the movement of the pelvis. Moving on now to connect the pelvis with the shoulders and arms. So ensure that your arms are either by the sides of your shoulders or stretched out in front of you above your head. And on that next in-breath, as you feel the coccyx rise, the pelvis rotate forward, feel the movement getting towards the center of the chest, and as that movement reaches that point, gently tractioning back with the hands, lifting the head and shoulders up. And then as you breathe out, sliding the hands away from the body, head back towards the floor, and relaxing sequentially back down through the body all the way to the pelvis. So on the in-breath, the coccyx rises towards the ceiling. You feel the roll reaching towards the center of the chest, pulling the hands back, lifting the head, the shoulders gently. And then on the out-breath, allowing the arms to relax down, the forehead to relax down, and that sense of letting go of the breath down through the thorax, the abdomen, low back, pelvis, coccyx, pelvic floor. And for the next few moments, simply follow that wave of motion coming up through the body and then back down through the body. On that next out-breath, then leaving the left arm up above the head and bring the right hand down in line with the right shoulder. Bring the heels up towards the backside so that they're at right angles to the thighs. And as you take your next in-breath, just get a sense of the breath starting in the pelvis, rising up through the nostrils and rolling onto that lengthened side on the left side. And then as you breathe out, get a sense of the breath returning back down through the body as you roll from the left over to the right-hand side. On the next in-breath, breathing into the abdomen, allowing the legs to swing back up through the midline as you lengthen with the breath, and then rolling over onto that left side. And simply maintain that movement for the next few minutes. As you breathe in, feel a sense of lengthening rolling onto the left side. And as you breathe out, observe and feel the breath returning back through the thorax, abdomen and pelvis. Feeling the breath rising against the pressure of the floor to the shoulder. And then feeling the breath falling from the left shoulder through the thorax, abdomen, down towards the right pelvis. Noticing on the in and out breath the changing pressure at the front and left-hand side of the body. the next time you breathe out. Then change over hands so that the right arm now stretches above the head and the left hand comes next to the left shoulder. And start the rolling process again. So as you breathe in, feeling the breath rise through the body to the nostrils, rolling onto the right side. And then breathing out, returning the body back through the midline to roll towards the left side. And as you breathe in, feel the breath passing up through the body, meeting the floor. And as you breathe out, feel the body moving against the floor as the breath passes down towards the pelvis. And start to become aware of which areas of the body inflate with ease and which areas of the body bump into resistance when rolling against the floor. On that next out-breath, then bring yourself back into the starting position and bring your awareness back into the vase breath, feeling the breath passing from the pelvis up through the body to the nostrils, and then from the nostrils all the way back down through the body to the pelvis. Bringing your focus of attention to the thighs, to the pelvis itself, to the rise of the abdomen, comparing left and right, to the thorax, and to the shoulders, and then finally to the forehead. Bring your focus now back into the room. Gently start to squeeze those toes, squeezing the right buttock, the left buttock, the right buttock, the left buttock. And then when you feel ready, then just gently push yourself up onto all fours and get yourself back into the child posture. And just spend a moment or two in the child posture, stretching out that low back before carrying on with your day.